So, Ken, the 11th of August 1940 was the date of the first air raid on York. What do you remember about what happened on that day?
On that day, I would have been at work at Roundtrees, and if I remember properly, the the sirens went. Then the sirens went inside the factory, and everybody came down from the different floors into the cellars of Roundtrees, and then miles of cellars under Roundtree's factory, all over the place. And the employees went down into these cellars while the air raid was on. And they came back up, and when the sirens all clear sounded, and they came back up to the jobs that they were doing. We'd more or less got used to the sirens going, because they went at different times. The sirens went when the planes were going over another part of the country, say the eastern coast. The sirens went when they were going up the eastern coast or something like that, but not coming to York. But the sirens went in any case, just in case they came over York. So when the sirens went, everybody went down to the cellars.
Did you see any of the damage that resulted from the bombing raids? And if so, can you explain what you saw?
The only damage I saw was when they dropped a bomb on barracks and cemetery in Fulford. It blew out all the windows in the street and round the area, and it cleaned every chimney in the area. I was hiding under the kitchen table at the time with my mother and sister, and I said, "Oh, there's a funny smell. It smells like gas." And in those days, they was wary about gas attacks, and everybody carried a gas mask. And I smelt this smell. Anyway, my mum says, I don't think it's gas. And when the raid had gone, and we had a look round, it was getting towards daylight, and everywhere was covered in soot, and that was the smell. All the soot was all over the place. The same in every house, I think,
At your home, did you have an air raid shelter? What was the process that you had in case the air raid siren sounded?
We didn't have an air raid shelter, but the next door neighbours, they had one of those, it was like a steel cage, a steel plate on the top, and you crawled inside this cage. I think there was about 5 of us children, myself and my sister, and the children next door went into this cage thing when they had the air raid on. But we didn't, in our home itself, we didn't have one. We just got under the kitchen table.
Given the closeness of the 75th anniversary of VE Day and the implementation of the 2020 lockdown, some people have compared the COVID-19 situation with certain aspects of the war on the home front. Would you say that there are some parallels there?
I don't think so. Apart from the different things you could do and you couldn't do, sort of thing. I mean, we didn't have this social distance carry on, but we had other restrictions. You couldn't go to different parts of the city for some reasons. You had to go out for your rations. You had to go for a certain time for your rations with your ration card and all that. and you only got a certain amount. You didn't do what you can do nowadays. You can go to the supermarket now under this lockdown and get as much food as you want. You couldn't in them days. You was allowed a certain amount, and that was it. You had to more or less. What I can say is make do and mend sort of thing. You had to make do with what you got. You had to make it last a long while as well.